The #1 show in the world. Info-Wars. Wars with a Z.com.
Hide the kids. Hide the dog. Info-Wars.com.
Standing on the front line, forced to apologize.
You walked on the post.
Stand back, all the sweat.
Yeah, I didn't stop talking in time, damn it.
You know where I come up.
Gotta be one of those shows.
Switch, I'm just swallowing your cyanide. Something's now, watch your step. Now I'm ready to ignite. Maybe I'm a misfit.
But we got lots and lots of good videos tonight.
What do you always spin on?
So here we go. Kick me off, Jimmy. Kick me off with a really good video. What's first?
My show had value.
Your show had value. Joy Reid. She was on MSNBC.
Is that channel still around?
Not anymore. Joy Reid is crying on the air. This is one thing you don't do. You never cry on the air, but she's crying on the air because she got fired.
And that, I'm sorry, that what I was doing had value. Had value.
Yeah, I said that every single time I got fired. Yeah, my show had value. No, it didn't.
And in the end, I'm sorry, I'm not.
And you know what? Nobody cared. That's the thing that kills you, is when you are in media and they come in and they shit can you. You go, oh, the whole country is going to get up and be pissed off that I got fired. And nobody cares. Nobody. People could give two craps.
I try not to cry on TV, and this is kind of like me on TV, so I apologize. And that it mattered. I see Karen is there, and she's been texting me as well. And so what I will just say is that in the end, where I land is that the moment of guilt that I felt, that I went hard on so many issues, whether it was
yeah, you just get fired. I mean, that's the reality of being in the media, is they can come in and go, you're fired. And you go, why? There's no reason. Go. Get out of here.
Black Lives Matter issues of a young baby or a mom or a dad that was killed, or
MSNBC is just, have you ever watched it? It is impossible to watch. And it's not just because of their views or anything like that. It's just the way it's shot. It just looks horrible. The lighting is off. The people don't look good. The ratings suck. So why are you surprised you got fired? You know your ratings. You know your ratings every week. They come out. You look at them. You go, oh, crap. I'm at a 0.4. They're going to fire me. So don't be surprised when they come in and fire you, Joy Reid, because you had a 0.4. Which is like 5 people watched your show. And that was under protest.
And we opened up people's eyes to the fact that...
You opened up 5 people's eyes.
Americans were being targeted, and not just black folks, or went hard for immigrants who've done nothing.
You can go stand on the side of the street and do your show, and more people will see it.
But come to this country like my parents did and try to make a life and defended them. Or whether we've talked about what the president is doing that is subversive to the Constitution.
Don't be surprised when you have no ratings and you get fired. Be surprised when you have ratings and you get fired. That happens all the time too. Look at me. I was in New York. Morning show. Got fired. For what? I don't know. Did we have ratings? Oh yeah. I got a bonus every time the ratings came out. Always a bonus. Then they came in one day and said, hey, goodbye. Why? I don't know. Save money. I don't know. Yeah, that's called media. That's what happens. Next.
What's going on with the Philadelphia Eagles and the White House? Let's break it down. It's pretty customary for the Super Bowl champ to be invited to the White House at...
Right. That's what happens. Then President Trump buys you a bunch of McDonald's, and you go there and you meet the president.
After the big game. But according to league sources, the Philadelphia Eagles haven't been invited yet.
You know why? Because Trump is busy. He's got lots of things going on. He's been in office 33 days now. He's got a lot of things going on. That's, weeks away. He'll remember, oh yeah, we should bring the Super Bowl people up here. Why not? But for right now, he's trying to fix everything that was been broken for the past 4.5 years.
Sources say the Eagles would be willing to visit the White House.
Yeah, why not?
If invited. Rumors of the team declining a White House invitation have been swirling after a post from The Sun gained traction online.
It's not a real newspaper.
But there's a bit of history here. Back in 2018, when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, President Donald Trump canceled their visit a day before after a national anthem dispute. At the time, sources said less than a handful of players signed up to meet with the president. We've reached out to the team and the White House for comment, but haven't heard back yet.
He wants them to come. He just got a bunch of things going on right now. The guy's kind of busy. Speaking of horrible news people, Rachel Maddow. Oh, God.
You may have already heard about changes that have been announced at MSNBC over the last couple of days.
Yeah, because they fire everybody because you have no ratings. 0 ratings, 0.0.
Our network made it official today. Some of our shows are moving to different time slots or expanding.
Yeah, the different time slots are never.
Or going away altogether. In prime time, just so you know, I am here 5 days a week for the first 100
for now
days of Trump's presidency as planned. And as planned, I will go back to just Mondays after that. That is not changing. What is changing is that the show, Alex Wagner Tonight, is not coming back at 9 after the first 100
Bye-bye.
days. Instead, Alex will be a senior political analyst for MSNBC, and Jen Psaki will start hosting the 9 p.m. hour all the other nights except for Mondays. So that's a big change.
Okay, so it can go from a 0.00 to a 0.001.
An even bigger programming change is at 7 p.m. Eastern, where Joy Reid's show,
she went bye-bye.
Out, and
you've already heard from her. She was crying.
Tonight. And Joy is not taking a different job in the network. She is leaving the network altogether.
No, she's not. That decision was made for her.
Very, very hard to take. I am 51 years old. I have been gainfully employed since I was 12. And I have had so many different kinds of jobs, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. But there is no colleague for whom I have had more affection and more respect.
That's why when I go to a radio station, I don't even learn people's names. And that used to drive my bosses insane. Why don't you learn their names? Because they won't be here in a week. So why should I bother myself to remember their name when they won't even be here because you're going to end up firing them or they're going to end up quitting or something? That is the reason I don't learn people's names right there. So you learned Joy's name. She's gone. Now what are you going to do? That's the business we are in. Next.
A setback for Doge. 21 employees now resigning, saying they refuse to help Elon Musk's efforts to slash the federal government.
Well, Chris, that letter was signed by, as you said, 20.
Well, they went ahead and fired themselves, so you didn't have to do it. Thanks.
Federal workers, civil servants who worked in the Doge office, both in the previous version, the one that launched under President Obama, and the current version that was renamed by President Trump. That letter you see on your screen here, addressed to Susie Wiles, the White House chief of staff, by these employees who said that they were tendering their resignation today.
Yeah, that saves us time and paperwork because we don't have to fire you.
I think we're pulling out here for you to highlight their concerns in giving this resignation. They said Doge's actions, firing technical experts, mishandling sensitive data, and breaking critical systems, contradict their stated mission of modernizing federal technology and software to maximize government efficiency and productivity. One other part of this letter that, again, think is worth drawing attention to, where it says, we will not use our skills as technologists to compromise core government systems, jeopardize America.
Well, you should have, because you would still have a job. But now you don't have a job. So you have morals, you just don't have a job. So you get sleep in tomorrow. There you go. Next.
It's like every parent wants to listen up to this story here. The new requirements, which would start next year, would make sure students pass specific classes in order to graduate. So,
Oh no. What do students have to pass?
If they put this in front of me when I was in high school, which was like last year, I would have never graduated because I didn't take any of these classes.
starting in 2026, this is what it could look like right here. You'd have to take 2 years of language arts. You'd have to take Algebra 1, Geometry, or Integrated Math 1 and 2.
So you can use the algebra when you graduate. Yeah, you know, 5 years later down the road, you're going to be using the algebra because I use it all the time.
Another requirement would be 1 year of biology, physics, chemistry, or technology.
Yeah, because I use chemistry and physics every single day. Yeah, and 2 years of language arts. I use the different languages all the time. So yeah, it helps me so much in my future career and my new life.
And then U.S. history would be added in 2027. Now, this would be a temporary move until a more permanent requirement is established by a special council that's being set up by the state. So again, why is this happening? You may remember in the
Because we are like 47th in the world for education, and you got to do something because everybody here is stupid.
I agree with Jimmy. The whole country's stupid, so we got to do something. But you don't need the algebra and the geometry and the physics and the language. You don't need all that. I don't use it. I've never used it in my adult life.
the fall, voters approved a ballot question that dropped the MCAS as a graduation requirement. So that means the state has to come up with a new way to measure competency here. The Department of Elementary and Secondary Education is accepting public comments on this proposal.
I'll give you a comment. Have classes on how to make better TikTok videos. That's one. Have a class on how side hustles. Have a whole class on making extra money doing a side hustle. See, that's the kind of stuff that will help you in your new life. Next.
Is a head transplant actually possible? This procedure has actually been done before, but on human cadavers, and it still took 18 hours. But the problem is...
Now listen to this, Jimmy. We're like 4 years away from this company being able to take your head off your body and put it on a different body. Oh, I don't have to worry about losing weight. I can just find a skinny person, kill them, take their head off and put my head on it. We're just going to go out and look for skinny people.
The problem isn't just time. It's all the different joins you need to make between the donor body and the recipient's head, as well as the huge team of specialists you'll need.
Oh, and I could get somebody with a large wiener.
You need to operate at the same time. Just maybe with advanced robotic surgical techniques like this, in the future, a head transplant could be possible.
Oh, can they do this now?
Challenge is somehow maintaining blood flow to the head and headless body to keep the tissues alive. But at the same time,
you don't have to work out. You can just go to the gym and go, I want his body, and just go outside and then kill them and then rush them to the hospital so they can cut their head off and put your head on them.
Bring everything down to prevent decay of tissues. And remember, the unplugging on both sides has to be done perfectly and at the same time for this to work. No delays. So joining to...
Oh, see, that's why they're making these robots. These robots can do it really quick. And I can't wait.
Together, the blood vessels, as well as the trachea and esophagus, aka the windpipe and food hole, are relatively straightforward. Well, at least relative to connecting the spinal cord and all those nerves. That is a pure gamble. When surgeons connect nerves in any part of the body, like an arm transplant, for example, we just don't know if the nerves will work normally afterwards.
Just go ahead and try it.
Even if everything gets connected, if any of those connections leak or get unplugged after surgery, that could mean instant death.
You don't know until you try.
I mentioned the need for lifelong medication to prevent transplant rejection.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take pills the rest of my life to get a new body with a large wiener.
Philosophical question. If you unplug a human and turn off the switch, are you sure you'll get the same human when you turn the switch on again?
Yeah, you will, because it's the same brain. This is the greatest news ever.
So yeah, found out I was pregnant. But of course, I hadn't told the father yet because he wasn't with me in person. So
you don't know who the father is, probably. You got to go on the Maury to find out who the father is.
The next day,
you are not the father.
I went over to his house with a bunch of pregnancy tests because I just kept taking them because I was like, there's no way I'm pregnant.
Yeah, it's a good waste of money.
These are all lying.
You could just take one. You can say you're pregnant and go, crap, I'm pregnant.
These tests aren't true.
Yeah, I have to keep taking them. It's not like you take them till you get them right.
I was freaking out, crying, shaking. told him. He was like, you know.
But did you have sex?
Okay.
Well, that's what happens when you have sex.
I didn't want
Did you have protected sex?
How many more kids?
That's what happens when you have non-protective sex. Were you on the pill?
Like, yeah.
That's what happens when you're not on the pill.
I mean, either, but
Is your baby going to have a nose ring too?
here we are. And, you know, he was like, well, I'll be there.
How old do you have to be to get a nose ring?
I don't know. I guess you come out with them.
There to support the baby.
And you're a baby.
Blah, 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 like whatever. I was like, cool, great.
Do the babies come out with the fake looking eyebrows like that too?
Yeah, I think so.
Everything seemed great still between us and everything. But that weekend, things were fine still too. The following week,
He ghosted you. Please say he ghosted you.
things just took a turn downhill and he ghosted me for no reason. And then finally, I got him to reach back out to me, and he
How'd you do that? How did you unghost him?
had
Did you do a seance?
some things to say to me that didn't make sense because he said he thought I got pregnant on purpose.
Did you have sex?
Why would I try to get
That's what happens when you have sex.
pregnant when we both weren't in the position to be parents again? He already has kids. I have a daughter. Like, it
But now they have siblings.
was not the time. Okay. So he didn't want to be with me anymore. It is what it is. That's whatever. As long as you're going to be there for your child, that's all I care about. Like, it'd be nice to be supported during this time because pregnancy can be a bitch.
He doesn't have to worry about that.
And he said he'd be there, all this stuff. Okay, cool.
Congratulations.
So I got the doctor's appointment. I went like mid-May. Mind you, I had just went to the gynecologist when I found out I was pregnant, like a week and a half, 2 weeks prior. And I had just had a period. And
Yeah, maybe it was the gynecologist. Maybe he got you pregnant.
test at the gynecologist was also negative. So I made a pregnancy appointment. I went and the doctor was like, oh, there's no way you're that far along. We'll see how it goes, blah, blah, blah. Come to find out I was 8 weeks along. So she was surprised. I told her, I was like, I told you, that test, it popped quick. Well, when we did
Because you did 48 tests, so you were sure you were pregnant.
the sonogram, popped up with 2 gestational sacs.
Oh, you got
And
twins.
there was only 1 baby. So they said that I more than likely was originally having twins, but something might have happened to the other twin. So 1 baby supposedly.
Ate the other baby.
They couldn't tell for sure. They saw 2 sacs. They only saw 1 baby. But they couldn't see me because I was considered high risk because of my age and everything else. So I had to find another doctor. I went to that doctor. They told me, oh, I see 2 sacs. I think there's 1 baby. Oh, wait, there's 2. No, there's
He didn't eat the other baby.
1. They couldn't figure it out. So finally, I just went to one of those like meet the baby kind of places. And it was definitely just 1 baby. It was time to tell the gender at this point. But we couldn't tell because she was being stubborn. So the lady's like, hey, drink a soda, come back in 2 days, and we'll do it again.
What does drinking a soda have anything to do with the seeing of the baby?
I
So I went back in 2 days, and we did it. I was really hoping for a boy, I'm not going to lie, because I already have a daughter, so I wanted 1 of each. But God said, no, Desiree, you're going to have another girl.
Well, you had a boy, but the girl ate him.
And honestly, was thrilled, honestly. And I'm so happy now anyways. You get to have all the cute little clothes and
nose rings.
All that
and fake
fun
eyebrows.
stuff.
Did you tell the dad? Yeah, we're going to have a baby cannibal.
So I did like a little
The baby cannibal ate the brother.
gender reveal where my daughter did one of those like pop things, and
I ate my brother.
that's how we knew what I was having, even though I already knew. It was just for everybody else to see because it was going to be cute. So I was happy that I was having a girl. My best friend was also pregnant, having a girl. So we were going to have little besties in the making.
Isn't that great? You have a great life. Next.
Being trans is so funny because I just walked into Walmart and the guy was like, cash or card, sir. I was like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna get my ramen. And then as I was leaving, another old man, probably the same age, both of them had white hair, goes, have a good day, miss. So like every day.
Oh, it sucks to be you.
One time I was at the doctor.
Oh, so sorry you have to go through that. Oh, thoughts and prayers.
And I had a nurse and I had a doctor. And they were talking about me in front of me, like to figure out what to do because it was like some kind of blood work or something. And the nurse kept going he, and the doctor was going she, and then the nurse went they, and then the doctor went he, and then she went her, and then he, and then like Jesus, I'm getting whiplash, and I'm the tranny.
I'm so sorry you have to go through that every single day. Oh, poor you. Oh, how do you do it?
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow,
I mean, life is just so hard. Miss, sir, they, transformer, all it's hell. How do you do it?